Hey guys, and welcome to this video. So as I'm sure a lot of you have already heard, e.l.f. launched a new brush line, and it's slightly more expensive than their former brush lines. The brushes range from $5 to $12, but still very affordable compared to a lot of other brands, and they're absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you my thoughts on all of the brushes, showing you a quick demo, and then I'll tell you which ones I would repurchase and recommend, and which ones I think maybe you could pass on. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first brush that I'm going to talk about is the one that I was personally most curious about because it kind of looks like a paintbrush. This was called the Multi-Blender Massage Brush, and it claims to apply your foundation or powder or whatever product you're using it for all over your face evenly and massage your face as it does it, hence the name. It has this really tiny handle which takes some getting used to, but it has a lot of surface area here on the brush, so you're gonna cover a ton of your face just in a few strokes. The way that I've been using this is by applying some foundation on the back of my hand and then distributing the product evenly on the brush and applying it straight to my face. So I've been using this obviously with foundation mostly, and I've found that it does a really good job of covering your face really quickly, so it speeds up my makeup process in the morning. I do find that this side, where the bristles are a little bit longer, doesn't do as good of a job of blending in and getting into the different crevices of your face. What I've started to do recently is, instead of applying it with the long bristles on top, is apply it with the short bristles on top, because then you can really get into the different areas of your face that this one kind of just skips over. And I found I like it a lot better using it this way rather than this way. I don't find that it feels like a massage, but the bristles are incredibly soft. The little texture and bumps you see aren't noticeable when the brush is on your face, but it feels amazing. It really feels like you're brushing your face with silk. So the next brush I'm going to talk about is this sculpting brush. It's obviously meant for contouring, and you can get kind of right into the hollows of your cheeks and along your hairline. This is a really dense brush that's going to pack a lot of product wherever you put it. It reminds me a lot of another one of their contour brushes, which is a very similar shape. As you can see, they're both long and narrow and super dense. For me, I find this brush to be most useful when I'm applying a cream contour. So I'll use this as my first step and get the cream right in the places that I want, and then I'll use another brush to go ahead and blend it out. I find with this brush, just like I found with this brush, that while it does a good job of placing the product right where you want it, I don't think that it does a very good job of blending it out. So I find that I want to use another brush to go in and blend it out because I like a really blended contour, nothing too harsh and sharp. So speaking of blending, the next brush I'm going to talk about is their Airbrush blender. As you can see, it's like flat on one side and then rounded on the other side. So it's kind of got a cool shape that's pretty unique. I don't find that the shape necessarily helps with anything, but it doesn't hurt either. I've been using this most with foundation or cream contour when I want to really blend things out and buff it into my skin. The bristles are just dense enough to really buff the product into your skin, but are not too dense to where it's not blending it out well. So the next brush is another face brush. It's their powder brush. I don't know how it comes across in the video, but this brush is very large. The largest powder brush I owned before this one was the Real Techniques powder brush, so if any of you guys are familiar with that one, you can kind of see a size comparison. The Real Techniques one is a large powder brush to begin with, but this one is even larger. The bristles on this one are incredibly soft and they're pretty loosely bound, so you're not getting a super dense powder brush with this one. I like that for an all-over dusting, but it's not good for setting your concealer or trying to get a large amount of powder in a compact area. And I also think it would be good for an all-over bronze when you're not trying to contour or get, a sculpt going and you just want to have an all-over glow. This would give you a nice distribution of product because it's not going to let you put too much in one spot. The bristles, like I said, are so soft, feel like silk on all of these brushes, really high quality feeling. They feel like really high-end brushes. So the next brush is the Airbrush Stipple brush. I have been using this non-stop for especially applying blush because it's a perfect size to get right on the apples of your cheeks or right on top of your cheekbones. And the really cool thing about this brush is it has these really loose bristles right at the top, where if you wanted to do almost a no makeup look, you could just dip those really sparse bristles into some blush and apply it gently on your face, and it will give you just the tiniest little hint of color. But if you wanted to go crazy with your highlight, you can also press a little harder, and it's nice and dense once you get closer to the root of the brush. So you're getting kind of a dual purpose here with a stippling brush as well as a pretty dense brush depending on how hard you press. This next brush is their dual-sided eyebrow brush, and I am crazy about eyebrow brushes that come with a spoolie. I think all eyebrow brushes should come with a spoolie. It's just one less thing you have to pack. So this brush is really great for the inner part of your eyebrow where you really want to make sure that you're creating hair-like strokes and not making it look too much like a square. That said, I do find that it's really small, so sometimes I'm reaching for my larger brow brushes just in the morning when I'm in kind of a hurry, and this seems to take a lot longer, but it looks a lot more natural because it forces me to take my time and make hair-like strokes. I also think that this would be a great eyeliner brush. It kind of looks like an angled liner brush, perfect for creating a wing. You could get 3 different uses out of this brush. You could use it for eyeliner, you could use it for really precise brows, and you can use it for a spoolie. So the next brush I'm going to talk about is their eyeliner brush. I really like this brush for applying a really natural looking liner. So I've been using this with a black eyeshadow or a really dark brown eyeshadow to kind of create a diffused eyeliner look. I find that when I use it with a black liquid liner or a black gel, it just looks way too intense because it's really not that pointed. It's not super precise, so you're gonna get a really thick line, which is great for more intense looks, but I prefer really precise eyeliner brushes. So again, I think it's a really high quality brush, but I think there are better shapes for eyeliner brushes that are out there. So this next one I'm so excited about. This is their Smudge brush. It's really rare to see a pencil brush in an affordable brush line, so I was so excited about this one, and it really lived up to my expectations. I've been using this one for kind of smoking out my lower lash line. I also find it really useful when I use a kohl liner or like a pencil liner, and I just use this to just really smoke it out and kind of create a grungy look. There's so much you can do with these types of brushes, and this is an excellent one. Alright, last but not least is their eyeshadow brush. So I use this both for packing on product to my lid as well as highlighting my brow bone. I think it's a nice brush, it's beautiful, and the bristles again are super soft. That said, I also have this other eyeshadow brush from their original line. This is the $1 one, and I find that this one does a better job of really packing on the product, and I find myself reaching for this one over this one. So in this scenario, I would say skip the eyeshadow brush and go for the $1 one. So the brushes of the line that I recommend are the multi-blender massage brush, the powder brush, the Airbrush blender, the Airbrush stipple brush, and then for eye brushes I recommend this awesome smudge brush and the dual-sided eyebrow brush. So the ones that I would have passed on are the sculpting brush, the eyeshadow brush, and the eyeliner brush. So I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments if you guys give any of these a try and what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.